Have you ever craved homemade pizza but the lack of an oven stopped you in your tracks? It's a common predicament, isn't it? The thought of creating a delicious, hearty pizza in your own kitchen, only to be halted by the realization that you don't have that all-important oven. But what if we told you that this is a misconception? That's right, you don't actually need an oven to make an amazing pizza at home. Intrigued? Well, you should be. We're here to bring you the joy of pizza making, oven-free. With some simple tools you likely already have in your kitchen, you can whip up a pizza that rivals any pizzeria. It's all about the technique, the ingredients, and of course, the love you put into it. From the bustling streets of Naples to the comfort of your own home, we're bringing the art of pizza making to you. Trust us, you're about to be pleasantly surprised. First things first, let's gather all the ingredients you'll need. For the homemade pizza dough, you'll need the following: 3 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of active dry yeast. You'll also need a cup of warm water and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Don't worry if you've never made pizza dough before, it's a lot easier than you might think. Now let's talk about toppings. The beauty of pizza is that you can customize your toppings based on your taste preferences. But for the sake of this tutorial, we'll stick to the classics. You'll need a cup of pizza sauce. You can use store-bought pizza sauce, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can make your own. We'll need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, the star of any good pizza. For the toppings, let's go with sliced bell peppers, onions, olives, and mushrooms. And of course, we can't forget about the pepperoni. If you're a vegetarian or if you just don't like pepperoni, feel free to substitute it with any other topping you like. Some other great options are pineapple, spinach, tomatoes, or even artichoke hearts. Spices are also a crucial part of any pizza. You'll need dried basil, dried oregano, garlic powder, and some red pepper flakes if you like a little heat. It's worth noting that these ingredients are easily available in local grocery stores. If you can't find something, don't worry. Pizza is all about creativity and using what you have on hand. So feel free to substitute or omit any ingredient based on your dietary needs or taste preferences. Remember, the most important ingredient in any recipe is love. So don't forget to pour a little bit of that into your pizza as well. Got everything? Great. Now, on to the fun part. The foundation of any good pizza is its dough. It's the canvas upon which all your favorite flavors come together in a symphony of yumminess. So let's dive into the process of crafting the perfect pizza dough from scratch. Start by activating the yeast. You'll need warm water, not too hot. Just warm enough that you could comfortably dip your finger in. Sprinkle a teaspoon of sugar into the water, then add 2 teaspoons of dry yeast. Give it a gentle stir and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. You're looking for a frothy, foamy layer to form on top. This means your yeast is alive and kicking, ready to help your dough rise. Next, in a large bowl, combine 3½ cups of all-purpose flour with a teaspoon of salt. Mix them together and make a well in the center. This is where the yeast mixture will go. Pour it in, followed by a tablespoon of olive oil. Now it's time to get your hands dirty. Mix everything together, first with a spoon, then with your hands. You're looking to form a rough dough. If it feels too sticky, don't be afraid to add a little more flour. On the other hand, if it's too dry, a splash of water will do the trick. Once you've got your dough, transfer it to a floured surface and knead it for about 10 minutes. This might seem like a workout, but it's an essential step. Kneading develops the gluten in the flour, which gives your pizza dough that amazing elasticity and chewiness. Your dough should be smooth, elastic, and a little bit tacky when you're done. Now, let your dough rest. Place it in a greased bowl, cover it with a clean kitchen towel, and let it sit in a warm spot for about an hour. You're waiting for it to double in size, a magical transformation brought about by our friend, the yeast. And voila, you've just made your very own pizza dough. Now, you're ready to roll it out, top it with your favorite ingredients, and create a delicious pizza masterpiece without an oven. But we'll get to that in the next scene. Stay tuned. Now that our dough is ready, it's time to shape it and add our toppings. Rolling the dough is a key step in achieving that perfect pizza base. Start by dusting your countertop with a little flour to prevent sticking. Then, using a rolling pin, gently roll the dough out from the center, working your way towards the edges. Remember, the aim is to create a circular shape, but don't fret if it's not perfect. After all, rustic is part of the charm. Once your dough is rolled out, it's time to transfer it onto a greased pizza stone or baking tray. This is where the fun begins, adding the toppings. Start with a generous spread of your chosen sauce, be it a classic tomato sauce, a creamy white sauce, or even a spicy barbecue. Use the back of a spoon to evenly distribute it, leaving a small border around the edges for the crust. Next comes the cheese. Whether you're a fan of mozzarella, cheddar, or a mix of both, sprinkle it evenly over the sauce. A good tip to remember is to not go too heavy on the cheese, as it can make the pizza soggy. Now let's talk about the rest of the toppings. The possibilities are endless. From pepperoni to bell peppers, mushrooms to olives, pineapple to jalapenos, the choice is yours. The key to a great pizza is balance. You want a combination of flavors and textures that complement each other, so try not to overload your pizza with too many toppings and distribute them evenly for the best taste. Once you're satisfied with your toppings, it's time to add a final sprinkle of cheese. This will help to hold everything together and give your pizza that mouth-watering, melty finish we all love. Look at that, your pizza is starting to take shape. Now we're ready to move on to the next step, cooking this masterpiece without an oven. Stay tuned, because this is where the magic happens. Scene script. Here comes the crucial part. Cooking the pizza without an oven. Now we're moving to the heart of the operation, the moment of truth. We're going to cook our pizza on a stovetop or in a skillet. Yes, you heard it right. You don't need an oven to make a mouth-watering pizza. All you need is a bit of patience, a dash of love for pizza, and a keen eye. The first thing you need to do is to heat your pan or skillet over low heat. Low and slow is the mantra here. You want to make sure your pizza cooks evenly without burning the bottom. It's a delicate balance, but with a bit of practice, you'll get the hang of it. Once your pan is heated, gently place your pizza dough in it, making sure it fits nicely. Now it's time to cover the pan. The lid acts as a mini oven, trapping the heat and creating a perfect environment for your pizza to cook. As your pizza sizzles away, your kitchen will be filled with the tantalizing aroma of melting cheese and simmering sauce. But remember, patience is key. Resist the urge to lift the lid too often. Let the heat do its magic. After a few minutes, gently lift the edge of the pizza with a spatula to check the bottom. What you're looking for is a beautiful golden brown crust. If it's not there yet, give it a few more minutes. But if it is, it's time to flip your pizza. Yes, we're flipping the pizza. It might sound scary, but it's really not. Just do it with confidence, and remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is homemade pizza we're talking about, not a five-star restaurant dish. Once flipped, cover the pan again and let it cook for a few more minutes. Once the other side is beautifully golden as well, your pizza is ready. Slide it onto a plate, let it cool for a bit, and then dig in. And there you have it, a delicious homemade pizza, no oven required. Who knew making pizza without an oven could be this easy? And just like that, we've journeyed through the simple and creative process of preparing a mouth-watering pizza without the need for an oven. We've gathered our choice ingredients, kneaded and proofed our dough, rolled it out to perfection, and topped it off with our favorite flavors. Remember, there's no limit to the variety of pizzas you can create. From the dough to the toppings, every element can be tweaked to suit your taste buds. Whether you fancy a classic margarita or a spicy pepperoni, the world is your pizza. This method is not only straightforward but also allows for a great deal of creativity and personalization. It's a fun and interactive way to get everyone involved in the kitchen, making it a perfect activity for a weekend gathering or a family night. So what are you waiting for? It's time to impress your friends and family with your new culinary skills.